So in Chapter 11b, we started by looking at mutually exclusive projects. And mutually exclusive projects occur when we're considering two or more projects. And if we choose to do one, we can't do any of the others. So for example, we could choose one day to either walk to work or drive to work, but we can't do both. And we also looked at, in more detail, mutually exclusive equal length projects. And these are projects that start at the same time, so they have the same T0, and they go out to the same final time. So in other words, their final cash flow occurs at the same time, 3 years, 2.75 years, 5.4 years, that type of thing. So that's all you need, same beginning time and final cash flow at the same endpoint time. What happens in between can be very different. And then we went on to look at the payback period evaluation method. The most important thing to note about the payback period method is that it is not a DCF method. It does not use any of our compounding time value principles. It's used rarely as an alternate to the NPV method to compare mutually exclusive equal length projects. And here's how it works. So first of all, what do we mean by payback period? Payback period is just the time it takes from the beginning of a project, from T0, to fully pay back our initial investment. So when we're comparing mutually exclusive projects of equal length, the payback period says the best one is the one that recovers our cost quickest. So that'll be the project with the shortest payback period. So now, in general, under all circumstances, how are we going to determine which mutually exclusive equal length project is best? And we looked at this in two contexts. The first was our normal context, almost always, where we're using our DCF methods, we're using our time value techniques, we're considering compounding, all that jazz. And in that case, the correct answer is always, for mutually exclusive equal length project, the project with the bigger NPV. Why? Because that's the project that maximizes the increase in our wealth. And we noted that BCR and IRR may give you the wrong answers. So you really have to use the NPV method. And on the other hand, in the context of our payback analysis, which is rare, our decision methodology is going to be the best project is the one that recovers our cost most quickly. And when are we going to use the payback method? We're going to use the payback method only when we're considering an entity that might go bankrupt without quick payback, or its probability of bankruptcy is increasing with increasing payback period. So an example might be a startup entity thinking about pursuing one of two possible projects. This startup company can get a 1-year loan, but they can't get a loan for anything more than that. So one project they're considering starts giving them revenue in about 6 months, and they can build up enough to pay back the loan in a year. Another project they're considering is much bigger. It looks like maybe it's much more profitable, but it doesn't start giving them any revenue until the end of 1 year. So they wouldn't be able to pay back the loan until at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years from T0. So they simply can't do that project. So they're going to take the smaller project because it has the quickest payback period. And that's it for Chapter 11b. So I'll look forward to catching up with you again soon.